Hello, brave awakened ones. This is Veronica of Higher Realm Holistics, Lady V, coming to you from my office. Here we go, in Miami Beach. And I'm doing this video right now before I punk out, quite honestly. I've mentioned before, I've been doing the timeline jump thing for a while, okay? And it's not something I ever felt comfortable discussing. But I'm really being pushed by my oversoul to discuss a timeline that I was in recently. And I was there to affect that timeline and ground in the Kali energy, because her energy is here to help us through this great awakening event, to ground in certain event energies to help with the awakening and the ascension for lightworkers and for the asleep collective, for the human collective, let's put it that way, for the asleep human collective. And I already mentioned this a little bit in my last video, the videos that I did yesterday. I shot out 3 videos yesterday, and it's in reference to the 5G rollout and the effect that it's going to have on the unawakened human. Now, the title of the video of this message is Possible Year 2020 3D Timeline. Okay, and it's the impact of 5G on the unawakened. Yeah. Possible 2020 3D timeline, the impact of 5G on the unawakened. Now, I do see things through the timeline jumping. I also have the ability, which I haven't mentioned, I think only 2 people on the face of the earth knows I do this, which is to remote view. I can remote view. I've done it voluntarily a couple of times. I don't like doing it because I feel it's intrusive. And a lot of times it's involuntary. Like I'm standing there and all of a sudden I can see and hear things, but it has to do with me viewing into a certain timeline. Sometimes I know it's happening right then and there at the same time I'm in, but I know when it's past, present, future. I know within, I have a knowing within what is going on. So yeah, I could do that too. And yes, I've done it during sessions. Just to let you know, that's how I see certain things. And at the end of this video, stay tuned, please, because I'll be talking about my webinars / meditation healing virtual circles that I'm going to start doing this month, November. Welcome to November. New ball game in November. Okay. And the 2 cards I got this morning were the Death card, followed by the Fool card. Okay, so that's the energies going on for today, which is 11/1. So with this timeline experience I had this morning or last night, I don't know. Like I say, that everything's jumbled when it's happened. All I know is I'm gone and then I'm there and then I end up back in my room. That's how it usually goes. Or back wherever it is I am. Could be my living room. Could be my car. So what makes this so important, it's because it's a very possible timeline. And it has to do with how being awakened and ascending affects how that whole 5G rollout. Like I'm jumbled because I'm like trying not to even say it because I so don't like talking about it. It makes me so darn uncomfortable because I don't like the idea of doing predictions and stuff because it's all relative, something could happen that could really change it, which is why I was on that timeline grounding that Kali energy, because her energy is helping to wake people up and break things down and collapse that timeline. That is what I was doing. Okay, let's get down to it. When it comes to 5G, okay, the way it was shown to me when I was in that timeline is that 5G is going to be turned up to full power by 2020. When exactly in 2020, I don't know. And the reason why, and I'm sure, look up 5G, okay, and how people are suing about 5G and how politicians, certain politicians, especially American ones, are fighting to get that 5G rollout full blast. Has nothing to do with better speed communication. It's very much connected to awakening. It's connected to stopping the awakening, because once you're awakened, then you're on the road to ascension. Okay, so that's what it's all about. It's stopping it. 5G is about stopping 5D. That is exactly what it's about. 5G, it's about stopping 5D. Okay, just remember that. 5G is about stopping 5D. So, and it's all connected with the chemtrails and the fluoride. All of that is connected. It was shown to me how I was remote viewing and seeing everything and hearing everything. And like I said, it happens like in a split. I could be there and it seems like I'm there for like 10 years. I'm seeing so many things, and then I'm back, and like sometimes an hour has passed, sometimes 5 hours. It could be 5 hours had passed. It all depends. I don't control it consciously. Let's put it that way. So how the chemtrails, the chemicals, all the metals in the chemtrails, the aluminum and the barium and all that crap, all those heavy metals in the chemtrails, plus the fluoride, which acts like it's in the water and also in the chemtrail, and fluoride behaves like a heavy metal in the human body, in the human form, has to do with the 5G microwaves and radio waves. Is that once they turn that on, they can literally control you. It's basically like remote controlling you via those 5G waves. Okay, you have all those metals in your body. Now I had made a video, I think back in August or early September, about detoxifying the metals from your body. And the way I was shown by my oversoul, and I'm saying take what resonates, discard the rest. I was shown by my oversoul to do the charcoal, the activated charcoal pills, and the Cruella. And I was shown to do it for 2 months, which would help detoxify my body. And that's what I was told, that's all I needed to do, because that was going to be enough to trigger me to have an ascension jump, which I did right after that. And then I just had another ascension jump this weekend, and that's my final ascension jump. So I was shown, because I've reached a diamond light body. So that was it. Is that for everybody? I don't know. Okay. I know that it's true for forerunners for sure. First wavers for sure. We hit the diamond light body for sure. For the Lightworker collective, I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't think so. I don't know. But if you're going to get to that point of diamond light body, that's what I'm saying. You definitely get to 5D. That's for sure. Okay. The year 2020, like I said, comes the full-blown, full-blast 5G. And what I was shown on that timeline, remember what I said yesterday, I was taken to a school and it was in a minority neighborhood with minority children, with a huge, one of those big 5G towers right outside the school. And the children were running around screaming, especially the little girls. And they were holding their heads and they were screaming, and I literally saw inside their heads, and their brains were bleeding, and they're crying and screaming. And I could see the waves coming in through the school walls and just penetrating into their brains. Like right now I'm having a tingling right here just talking about it. Coming through the walls and basically driving them nuts. I know that's a horrifying picture. Trust me, I cried. That was a horrifying picture for me. And not to say that's exactly how it's going to happen, but it's pretty much, it was pretty very real. Okay. That's the mind control. That's controlling your body, that's controlling your mind. And it's about also the whole depopulation thing, because people were dropping dead like flies. But those who managed to awaken enough and ascend enough, it wasn't affecting them as much. Because remember, it's not just a spiritual thing. We're taking our bodies with us, this ascension. That is why you're going through all those crazy symptoms. Your body's changing. Your body is becoming crystalline, plasma-based body form. All that junk DNA is being churned on. And therefore, it's converting all of you. Everything is changing, from your hair to your skin, everything. We're going through that plasma belt, right? We're going to we're going through the photon belt. We've been in the photon belt. And that's part of what's triggering our change. All that plasma light coming in is triggering our latent DNA, as they called it in class, in genealogy, when I took genealogy, your latent DNA, your ancestral DNA, junk DNA, all that stuff is turning on. It's triggering on. And it's causing that conversion from a carbon-based body form to that crystalline, plasma-based body form. Now these 4D beings that's doing all this, they're not crystalline plasma based. They're not. They can't even get there. That's why they're fighting it so hard. They cannot get there. Okay? And the reason why I was taken to this timeline, number one, is to ground the Kali energy, to help ground the Kali energy, to help awaken people and help collapse that timeline more. Besides that, was to show me the effects on the people who are unawakened. And when I say 2020, don't freak out and be like, oh my God, 2020, everyone who's not awakened is going to drop dead. Not so. It affects children quicker. Okay, don't think your children are going to drop dead because they're not unawakened. Okay, most of them are more awakened than you would ever think. All right. By 2020, once that 5G is full blast, it'll be more difficult for your body to convert, because you have all of that heavy metal in you, which they're controlling via the 5G energy waves. That's how they're controlling you. Okay, so by then, once that 5G is on, it's going to be more difficult to awaken and ascend. That is why I was shown it'll be more difficult to awaken and ascend. It's not that you can't. It's not that a human can't. Okay, it's just going to be more difficult for them. That's all. And it's not to say that if you're a late starter light worker, that you're not going to finish ascending because of that. No, I'm not saying that either. Okay, I'm just saying it'll be more difficult too. It's going to take a lot of effort too. And also, I was shown the way the metals were congealing in the body. That's the nanotechnology, by the way. It gets switched on with the 5G. All those heavy metals come together to form something. I didn't see exactly what, but I know they formed something. And that is what's going to control people. That is what's going to kill people. And also, that's the whole depopulation thing also. And also with those microchips that they're flaunting around now, that some idiotic company, some idiotic people, and yes, I'm saying idiotic because they're so asleep, they're idiotic, are like, hey, so cool, give me, give me a chip so I could buy freaking soda in a machine. Yeah, right. You really think that's what it's about? No. Again, that whole those 5G towers, it's about tracking, it's about surveillance also, and it's directly connected to those chips, which they call the mark of the beast. Okay? Okay, so that's what it's all about. But like I said, me being at the stage of ascension I'm in, and many light workers, forerunners especially, already there, and many light workers being at the stage of ascension you're in, that stuff is not going to affect you, especially like I was shown to purge my body of those heavy metals in order to have that ascension jump. Okay, so what I'm suggesting to you out there, light workers, to trigger an ascension jump for yourself, if you're feeling stuck, purge your body of the heavy metals. You could use the formula I'm telling you with the chlorella and the activated charcoal. It doesn't matter what brand, just buy organic. Okay, and when it comes to the charcoal, make sure it doesn't have junk in it, that it's pure, you know, it's pure and stuff like that, you know. And the one with the coconut in it is the one I used, okay, with the activated charcoal. Just make sure it's good stuff, okay? I don't recommend brands or anything like that. I'm not going to do that. And the chlorella, make sure it's organic. And it's 2 months. You could do it to purge your body. And there's many other things out there to have purge your body of heavy metals, because not only that, it's also going to help your pineal gland be activated too. And that causes an ascension jump. That, you know, causes dimensionality. Is that the way you say it? That's the way it's being told to me right now. You're able to connect to different dimensions and be able to do that whole timeline jumping thing. You'll start seeing that. So I suggest you purge, okay? And I suggest you do it for your children also. And when you're doing that, please remember, don't drink tap water. Even if you're in New York, they say New York is good water. Try reverse osmosis water, distilled water. Reverse osmosis water for me was the best, and that's what I was shown to use, reverse osmosis water. But not spring water. You need water free of heavy metals, because that's what you're trying to purge your body of, okay? Like even my granddaughter, you know, from the time she was a baby, I made sure my daughter knew right away, because I never would give my kids, you know, faucet water. And as you see, even on the shelves, they have fluorinated water for babies. Yeah. Stunt their growth real quick, right? I'm talking about their mind expansion. Stop them from ascending from the get-go, right? You see how crafty it is? Listen, as crafty as they are, just remember, they're nothing but imitators. That is why they're using us to create their reality. We're the true creators. Those darker beings, their souls are they're so far from source, they lost their ability to create. So therefore, all they can do is imitate. They're imitators. That's why everything is so, I call 3D topsy-turvy world. That's why everything is so topsy-turvy. They take what we have and they turn it around. Okay, they imitate it, but it can't even come out right. Let's put it that way. They're so jacked up, it can't even come out right. They're imitating. Okay, that's how topsy-turvy. So I despise that word elite to refer to them. They're not elite. If they were elite, they could do what we do, which is create. They're not. Okay, they choose to stay in the dark. So that's a them problem, not our problem, because they're choosing to stay in the dark. Okay, and they're choosing to manipulate and steal energy and power instead of going through the paces and releasing their ego and ascending also, because it's hard work, doing all the purging and becoming creators themselves. They prefer just to steal. Okay, so I don't see them as that. They could try to threaten us physically, hold us in their little cage, their 3D, 4D cage and everything like that. Because remember, the reason why they're making the cage 3D is because they exist in 4D. They work with 4D energies. Now, if we go work with 5D energies, we're above them. So they can't affect us anymore. They can only affect who's still down there. They can't affect what's up there. Remember that. So that's the whole thing. They want to keep you from penetrating 4D where they are and hitting 5D. So therefore, they're going to make as many barriers as possible. Now, like I said, shit has already started hitting the fan. This month, the fall, they will fall, which is the message I always got and have been giving since August. The fall, they will start to fall. Yes, they're going to start being exposed. Yes, many of them will fall. But it's going to take a while to get to the nitty gritty, because you got to get through all the layers first, and they're layered up. You know, the ones on top are very protected, and they will throw everybody under the bus before they go down. It's going to be difficult to get to them. And while all the illusions are being broken down, people are seeing more and more and more and awakening more and more, they're going to keep fighting. They're going to keep fighting till the bitter end, including flipping that switch into 5G to hit. And those who are unawakened, refuse to awake, refuse to see, who are, susceptible, they're gonna fall into that net. They're gonna fall into their net. Okay? So as light workers, our job is to, like I say, take as many up with us as possible. And that's something I said since I was a kid. I was going to try to awaken as many people as possible. As a kid, I didn't know what I was talking about. I just was like, people are so blind and dumb, including my own mother. Why can't they see the truth? I don't know how I'm going to make it happen. So I used to just pray and meditate and just send energy like that. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just sending energy. And we'd have our little circles and send energy. But, so send energy, okay? So I hope that didn't scare anybody too much. But like I said, this message is being given out so we can actually do something about it. So the takeaway is to detox from the heavy metals. Get your friends and family to detox from the heavy metals. Even if they don't listen to you now, you never know. A month, 2 months down the road, they could listen to you. Okay, just put it in their ear. And it's not about saying, here, do this, because I didn't do it to my daughter. She don't want to listen. My son, like I said, he's a completely different soul. So he asked me, Mom, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. What do you recommend? I'm like, okay, how about we detox you from some heavy metals? And I sent him a care package because he's away in college in New York. And he's doing it. He called me last night for an hour. We talked about it. My daughter, she don't want to hear about it. And, but I know, because she hitched her wagon to me, her soul hitched her wagon to me. She's going to come kicking and screaming, but she's going to come. All right. So there's plenty of people out there that you know and love who are going to have to come kicking and screaming. Sooner or later, they're going to come reluctantly to you because the truth will be so much in their face. Their ego is going to have to give in to their higher self coming in. It's just going to have to give in. All right. And like I said, I started my webinars. The first one's going to be November 7th. And I'm doing it for now in November. I'm doing it on Wednesdays and Sundays because I want to give everyone a chance during the week and on the weekend. So it'll be 6 p.m. on both days, Eastern Standard Time. Remember, I'm in Miami Beach. It's Eastern Standard Time. It's only $22, my favorite number, because I know plenty of people now, especially light workers, we're strapped for cash. Okay, so with the $22, we could all join in together and I could do some teaching and we could do healing, meditation, cord cutting. In fact, the first one I'm doing is about releasing blockages. The second webinar I'm doing is about Kundalini rising, helping you Kundalini rise. And the third one, I decided to make it about cord cutting and taking back your energy. Okay, that's the third one I'm gonna put up today once I'm done at my office. Cord cutting and taking back your energy. So that will be the November schedule, and it'll be on Wednesdays and Sundays. Okay, is it always going to be Wednesday and Sunday? No, it's not always going to be Wednesday and Sunday. It's just for this month I could do Wednesday and Sundays, and then in December, I'll decide what my schedule is going to look like. Whoops. Sorry. Because I'll be traveling. Oh, well, there we go again with the camera. Okay, so that's it. Lady V out. Namaste. And have hope, okay? Because there's plenty to hope for. Believe me, I'm trying. Imagine being the one being in those timelines and seeing that kind of stuff. Okay, so if anyone wants private sessions also, go to higherrealmholistics.com. Information, everything's there in detail, higherrealmholistics.com. Namaste, Lady V out. Victory to the light. Victory. We got this.